My girl Baloo. I just love this dog because I feel like every time we do a session, whatever we had done in the last session was just like so much better. And she either remembers it or you guys have been practicing at home. But she had triggered last time somewhere by the gas station. So I did like a little warm up of go to bed, which she was like, okay, I got this. So I was like, all right. And you can see I'm carrying the towel over to the gas station. She panics right about there. She wants to stop. Her body language, you could see, becomes very reserved. Her ears are super tucked. She says, I don't really know what to do. So I lay the towel down and simply just start applying what we were doing in the training room at the gas station. So at first I do super teeny tiny little circles and I give her this like little home base. So she's around all these sensations that I think would be triggering for her. Other cars driving by, there's some people. And I slowly start to make the circle bigger and bigger. So I want you to watch her body language progress over this session outside. So she was very tense rolling up, and she's still fairly tense, but she's starting to do some sniffing. She's kind of looking around. When I start to say something, she's like, oh, okay, I got it. The leash, you could see there's zero pressure on now, whereas before I would have had to like use the leash to prompt her. Got a little warm, so I put her in the shade, and she was just kind of like, I'll sit wherever the towel is. So that was fine. So first I started to work her going back towards the daycare because she kind of beelines towards that and she did well. So then I wanted to take her to where she had like almost like triggers or just kind of a grudge for before, which is over by the gas pumps. So I start to work her in these little circles, these little weaves, and she does good. So she's becoming a little bit more relaxed now. And I go full little pan around those, and she is doing well there as well. At one point, I lift the towel up and I just have her go to the same spot. And here you can see, so now she's following really politely, a little reserved. As she's sitting, she's much more comfortable in the target spot. So now she's just kind of walking on her own and following directions on her own. And we got back to where the towel was supposed to be, and she was kind of like, wait a second, I don't know. So then I do the same exercise of going all the way around the parking lot, and I go real, real, real big, and then we do our sit, and look at her. She's just like, all right, I guess I could do this. And it was very hot out, so I didn't want to keep her running around there too long. But I did want to assess if that trigger would happen elsewhere. So we left the gas station and I started to walk down the side of the street that the daycare wasn't on because I wanted to see if she would beeline towards the daycare. And she didn't. She was just very mindful. Became a little tense again at some points. Like here, you could see she's really kind of closed in with her tail and her ears are super tucked. But she's moving really, really good. So I was like, all right, we will go back to the daycare. And I had her sit as we kind of approached because I didn't want her like beelining and gunning towards the daycare just like she did there. But once she had a leash prompt, she followed through and did well. But I think I overall like working the gas station situation was very successful and just finding like, what are these little tools that are going to help your dog. Oh, and one of her friends was coming in, so she was very excited. I let them pass by though, so that she wouldn't have to worry about it. Cool. And then when we get into the lobby, you could see she's just like, oh, like definitely knows that place is much more like warm and relaxed. So I want to build that same practice with her with the gas station, and how it translates is whatever situation she's kind of in with the same basic settle cues, such as wait, sit, here, let's go, that I teach her with walking. Those will all mean the same thing even in a moment of stress. It just means let's go, or hey, pay attention over here, or hey, sit down and take a break. So I'm just going to rewire all of that with her and just keep her kind of moving in the right direction there. But it is kind of a behavior that she picked up and got triggered by. But overall, also at the daycare, she does well with the jumping. She knows off. She's very obedient. She's very, very, very quick to learn. And that's why I love to work this dog. So I think the stress thing is just the biggest barrier because it's just an innate natural stress. And we just have to help undo the psychology there and help her be successful. But overall, love this little student. She does amazing. And if you guys have any questions, you know where to find me or how to get in touch with me. And I will talk to you soon.